Hi everyone, today I will be playing Wastenauts, which is a co-op survival card game. I will be playing alone, even though it has co-op features, and I will show you through an adventure mode in level 3, where I am at right now, and I will explain things as I go. Let's play! First things first, we have these 4 characters. Because I am playing single, I can control all 4 of them, but these can be played by different players. Now, each character has their own cards, so you just have to click and see what cards they have, and each character has also some abilities. For example, the Lucky Jack gains 1 draw when you kill a monster. Now, each character, apart from their own cards, has a couple of values, as you can see. The first one is the amount of attack rolls they do, which I will explain later. And the second is what I call speed, but it's basically how many cards you can draw in a turn. So, we are in night 1 and we started the camp. This is a post-apocalyptic game, as you will see from the vibe. So let's start off. Here, Andrea has a camp card to reveal the top 3 cards of the deck, and they can reorder them. So I will do this to see what we have. So there's a landmine, a resource, and a sand skrimmer. Now I will decide to keep these 2 at first and keep this there. So let's reorder them. Oops. I'm so bad at this. Okay, let's confirm. Now that I have no more camp cards to play, well, I have one, but that will come later, I can start deciding what I'm going to do. So, for example, I can send Lena as the first party. Then I can say Andrea and Buster go for the second party. Now, these will take 3 cards. This can draw 2 cards, and Jack will draw 4 cards. The reason why these draw 3 cards is because Buster is a lone wolf, and for every other member, he gets -1 draw. Now, before I start, there's also another camp card from Buster to join a target's first combat of the day. And I will join Jack's first combat. Now that I'm ready, let's click ready and go into the first day. So, first party we have Lena. She can draw 2 cards. We draw the resource and we draw the landmine. Now, the landmine's ability is to dodge, so it created 1 dodge. I will use my stun, which has exhaust. What it means? Exhaust means that it can only be used once per day. So now that I have used the stun, I can attack. Attack rolls 2 die because we have to attack scroll. However, it had dodge. Now, this time, the landmine does not have dodge because it was stunned, and it has no dodge effect here. So we're gonna roll again to attack. We roll a 4, and we do 4 damage with her majestic voice. Now, Lena has no more draws, so we're gonna end turn. This means it's Andreas and Buster's turn to draw 3 cards. We start with the Sand Skrimmer. Now, the Sand Skrimmer has a 5 speed, so they attack first. When your team is damaged, when your character is damaged, firstly, the speed goes down. So now, it's Andrea's turn. Let's roll to die, and we do 2 damage. Not looking too good. And we're gonna roll some damage with Buster. And we actually got lucky. The 4 damage, exactly how much we needed, and we killed the Sand Skimmer. And we can draw 2 more cards. We get a resource and another resource, nothing, and let's end turn. Finally, it's Jack's turn. We got resource, a landmine. Now, because of the Overwatch ability that we used, even though it's only Jack in this party, we also have Buster in this combat as the first combat of Jack's party, so we can make sure to attack both. First attack removes the dodge, and second attack kills the landmine. We can draw 1 more card. Now, this is rough. So, what I can use here is to kill a target. So I have a glory card. This is the only glory card I have. This will be discarded once I use this. Since this has 8th health, I can only do maximum 4 damage a turn, so I would probably lose. So my option is to either run away and take 1 injury, or we can use this glory card. So I'm gonna use the glory card to beat it, and we gain a card. Now, because of the bonus of gaining a draw when we kill a monster, we can draw another card, and we get a resource, and let's end our turn. Now, it's night 2, and the first thing that I like to do is go to gear. So here in gears, we have blueprints that we can create for our characters. The more cards you unlock outside of this game, the more blueprints you can make. So that's why, for example, Lena, I only have 2, whereas for the others I have more. Now the first thing I do is recycle monsters. I check if I have any monsters to recycle. For example, we have the landmine. We take it into Mech Measure and we gain a resource. Let's do the same with the landmine that Buster has. However, the Sand Skimmer I am not going to recycle yet. Why? Because it has a carry effect. It applies while this monster is in our hand, which it gives us +1 speed. In fact, if I move this to Lena, Lena gains that +1 speed. If I throw it back into Buster, Buster gains it back. For now, I'm gonna keep it onto Buster. Now, I will check what other cards I can do. So, one of the things I can do is add 2 times damage to my attack card, but we do half damage to robots, basically. I feel like the blood icon is for humans and animals. I'm not sure if that's good, so I will keep it for now. Now, since it's night, we're at the camp, as noted here, so I'm gonna use the scout again. And I see what's next. So I see that there's a very tough opponent here. And we cannot use ability cards against it. And it's a level 5 with 12 health. So, in this case, I feel like we might want to put all 3 together. Now, I am thinking of, because we are drawing 2 cards, because we draw depending on how, on the smallest number here. Because Lena has the smallest number, I will put the carry onto her, and if I remove her and put her back, now we're gonna draw 3 cards. Obviously some of these needs to be smoothed out. This is only alpha, there's not even the Kickstarter out yet, so obviously don't get too bothered by all these small things. So I'm going to put Buster in the camp so he can heal. However, I can still use the Overwatch to join the first combat. And let's mark this as ready, and let's head into the day. Now, the Annoytron seems quite strong, and we cannot use ability cards, so let's just roll and try to get lucky, like this. Now, As we said, we cannot use cards, so we just can attack here. And we're doing 2 damage here. Nice. Now, Lena gets 1 attack for every other party member. Since these are 2 party members, instead of 2, she is gonna get 4. So let's attack, rolling 4 die. Unfortunately for me, she only does 2 damage. And that means Buster is going to use our last attack, and we only do 1 damage. This means Annoy Train gets to move, and it gets to attack Lena. Now, it's Andrea's turn again. Wow, we're not being lucky today. Okay, let's hope we do some damage here. And we do. Jack does 4 damage, killing the Annoytron. Now, because we kill this, we gain the draw again, so we have 3 more draws. We get resource, canned food, and another resource. And we got 2 because of the effect of Andrea. When they receive resources, they receive a stack, and every 3 resources in a row, they gain an additional resource card. As you can see, we got tons of resources here. Let's end the turn. Now, what we can do with the resource cards is we can discard these at camp here to gain some scraps. So let's discard these all. Give you a good idea. Now that we have 100, we can go into game. We can craft something. So perhaps let's see what we for example, we can give +2 attack and -1 speed to Buster, which I quite like, so I'm gonna craft that. And now Buster has increased attack. Buster has also healed because he stayed at the camp. Let's see if I can, recycle this. We get another +1 attack. Let's see if we can recycle anything else. We'll have the Sand Screamer, so no. We just recycle this, add +1 to our attack. I'd like it to be on Andrea, so I'm gonna transfer it to Andrea and I'll use it from Andrea. So now Andrea has a +1 mod. As you can see now her value is 3. Now we're gonna start another day, so we're gonna scout. Let's see. So I'm going to keep these 2 in the front, and then we have a clay worm. So I'm gonna put these because she draws 2 cards, and since we know there's a kind of strong clay worm there, I kind of wanna put that, and I think we can. No, I think we need to keep the Sand Screamer on Lena. And we're gonna use the Overwatch to assist Andrea and Jack, and let's ready up. So we're gonna draw 2 cards. It's the Med Coop. The Med Coop means she can heal a target every day. It has an exhaust, so it can only use once a day. Let's draw another card, which is resource, and turn. Now we know Jack and Andrea is gonna face the clay worm, so let's go ahead. Andrea does 5 attack. That +1 attack mod is already helping a lot. Now let's go ahead and use the attack from Jack. We only do 1 damage. Now, because we also buffed this with equipment, Buster is gonna roll 4 die. And luckily that's just enough what we need to kill the claw worm. Which has a carry bonus. We found a gear, we found a resource and another resource, and that ends our turn. Now it's Buster's turn. Draw 4 cards, so we can stay out after dark and gain 2 speed for the next day. However, staying out after dark means we do not return to camp, so we cannot trade, we cannot craft, and we cannot rest. So I'd rather not use it. And we get 3 more resources. And let's see, what should we do? Let's see if there's anything we can... No. The only things we can recycle are things that are useful. Now, we got a small canteen, which gives us +1 speed. And I think we can, we can switch that to Lena. So now Lena also gets another 1 speed. And let's go ahead and scout for the next day. We got 2 resources and a grenade. So, because there are 3 non-attacks, let's go. Actually, let's not go with Andrea. Andrea is our best attacker now. And let's go with Lena. I will keep these 2 together. And I will keep this separate. And I will make Buster overwatch and assist Andrea and Lena. So let's get ready. So we have resource, grenade launcher, which gives us a grenade once a day, canvas, and enter. Andrea, we find another gear, netting, and we may purchase a medgoop dispenser which heals. Unfortunately, I did not use the resources, so I don't have any scraps, so I cannot buy this. That's a mistake I made. Let's enter. Now Buster. Buster unfortunately finds a very tough card here. But you know what? Let's go for it. Oh no. 4 die and only 2 damage. Not looking too good. They attack us. Now when they attack us, our speed goes down to 2. Unfortunately that means they're gonna attack us before, which means they lower also our attack. So perhaps, unfortunately we don't really have anything we can do here, except pray we get good all 2s, but unfortunately not. That is not good. That means Buster is knocked out and ends the turn. It doesn't mean too bad. We can heal Buster and he will heal back up for next day, but he cannot use the Overwatch ability, for example. He cannot do anything while he's knocked out. So let's just continue without him for this day. We're scouting 3 resources. I'm gonna put her and I'm gonna put these both together and let's get ready. So first resource, second resource, third resource, extra resource. I don't have scraps because I forgot again, and another resource. That ends Andrea's turn. We get more resource, and now we find a camel. So let's attack. Let's attack the camel. We only do 1 damage with Jack. Now we're gonna use the stun with Lena, and let's hope for good damage. And in fact, Lena does 5 damage. Now, because the camel is stunned, they do not do anything. We're gonna attack again. We do 2 damage with Jack, which knocks them out. Nice. We have 2 more draws, so let's go for them. And those are resources. Now, I mentioned earlier I might need to use some resources, so let's put those there. And we can craft something else, right? So let's give Buster an additional makeshift weapon to get another 1 attack. Maybe we're going overboard, maybe we're not. Now, let's scout ahead and see what we're gonna get. Gonna get a landmine. It's fine. I would kind of like to do the same. Now, this is night 6, so I should be a bit more careful, but I also like to be not so careful. I'm gonna assist Andrea with that, with the landmine. Now, so the landmine will use dodge, and in fact it's denoted dodge by this. So Andrea will use attack. No matter how many damage we'll do, the landmine will protect itself. And we're gonna attack with Buster. Luckily we do some damage. Would have been very unlucky not to do any. And kill the landmine. You may... So, coming over Dune, you find an expanse of scrap metal, each piece sticking out of sand at odd angles. It's almost as if the metal rained down from the sky. So we can end our turn here and gain 80 scraps. And because we only have one draw card, I'd like to collect the scraps. So, gains 1, 2, 3, 4 cards of 20 scrap. And we end turn. Now it's Jack and Lena's turn. Let's draw the netting. Netting. We have a Sand Screamer. The Sand Screamer has 5 speed, so it goes first. So Lena, what are we gonna do? We're gonna increase the attack for Jack, and we're gonna attack with Lena. And Lena already does 5 damage, so it's just a very easy roll here for Jack. And we kill with, for 3 damage. Now we find the camel. Now, let's attack the camel. Unfortunately, we do not do any damage. We do not do any damage. And so what I will use a stun on the camel and attack. Okay. So it is stunned, so they do not do anything. Now let's roll. Nice, we do 4 damage this time. And I think we can also heal ourselves, something I forgot to do last turn. And now we can attack. And we do 6 damage, which is the maximum to be honest, and we kill. And we draw 1 last card. It's a landmine. It starts with a dodge, but that is not an issue. We can just attack it with Jack. It will dodge this attack. And then we can attack again with Lena. We're gonna end turn. Now, it's Buster's turn to draw 4 cards. Starts with a Sand Screamer. The Sand Screamer is fast enough to hit us first. We do have 5 dice, so maybe we can do this. And in fact, we one-shot it with 7 damage. That's fine. Now, we encounter a Scav Warmonger, which has 4 health. But maybe we can also kill this in 1 turn, and we do. This is the advantage of modding and like using gears. So we got the busted bit. Let's draw another card. Now we're against Canteen. So we're Scav Diviner. We do 5 damage. It attacks us. Now when we have 2 damage, it lowers our number of attacks, so from 5 we're gonna have 4, but still enough for us to do damage. But it's not enough to kill. Oh no, I got too cocky. That's how not to play, so we have to end turn. Unfortunately, that was our last night, which means now it's the boss fight and we can no longer heal Buster. This is basically a guide of how not to play. So, before we go, let's make sure to recycle all our monsters and make use of all our cards. So let's first see what we can and cannot recycle. Okay. So we got some good cards. Let's get some scraps since we are at 100. Now, let's see what we might want to do. So we have a makeshift weapon which we can transfer. So I'd like to transfer it to Andrea. So Andrea's getting attacked since Buster is knocked out. Actually, Chameleon Salt is a Buster exclusive, so it cannot be swapped. And the tent is not anything useful. So I will craft the legs of skeleton to take no penalty from our first injury. And yeah, let's use these cards. So this gives us +1 to our attack. I'd like to give it to Andrea. And let's go to Andrea and use it. Now we have Mechbet at 2 times damage to max. So since this is going great, I think we give it to Andrea and put everything on Andrea here. And yeah, let's go back to Andrea, use +1 attack and add 2 times damage to max. And let's start the boss fight. Now the Shrapnel Whirlwind, he's fast, he's gonna attack everyone first turn. So here are 2 symbols. So because this boss has 2 attacks, first it injures all. This 4 people means it's gonna attack everyone. Its next attack is gonna be a single target and it will alternate. And it has an ambush effect, which means whenever it's revealed, it gains 3 health for every resource card left in the deck. Now, we start with Andrea. We have a lot of good mods here. So this boss is gonna be quite easy. I've never had such amount of bosses. Because of that ×2, it's the first time I encountered that. I did make 16 damage on it. I will do 1 damage here. And we're gonna roll. We do 1 damage. Now obviously the boss fight is going to be different depending of how the run goes, depending on what you get, what you fight. So it's not always gonna be the same. It's usually much more challenging, honestly. I've had times where it's just 1 or 2 characters with just 1 health against the boss. I've actually lost against this boss as well. Now, once we finish the boss, we gain some cards because this is adventure mode. Let's press continue and we can assign XP. So we can either auto assign for them to level up, or I can also, let's say, put everything to 0 if I know how to type, and like give everything to the same person. I like to auto assign, so I'm just gonna do that and confirm. Now that that run is complete, let's go over some other basics of the game, since there's much more to the game. First of all, the store. The store, you gain coins, like we gained 60 from that run. So you just check which cards you want to buy for which character. For example, we want to buy a Lena card, and we see which cards we can buy. We can either buy equipment cards or we can buy ability cards. We see if we can buy them, and if we can, we do. Unfortunately, I do not have much coins to buy anything right now, so I will save and buy later. When you buy cards, you can equip them from here. So let me slots for Lucky Jack, for example. So because Jack is level 3, he has 2 empty ability slots, an empty glory slot, and an augment slot. So we have 2 abilities, So let's just put them right in. So you just drag them over there. I have a glory card, which can only be used once, which we saw earlier on. And then we have an augment slot. So you can, for example, have +2 draw, which is what I'm using. These cards I have gained from the adventure mode. Now, when you've done the loadout from equip, you can also check the catalog to see the full cards you can get. You can even check from where it drops. For example, this one drops in the waste and the dunes, and it can be purchased. Now, there is a church which uses some rare resources to gain some specific cards. Unfortunately, I have not yet unlocked some of these yet, so I cannot show you much. And there's also a construction. So in the run, we were seeing some stuff like nettings, tuna cans, and other objects that we either used as resources within that run, or we can save. If we save them, they are here for us to use to improve our buildings. So if I improve the scrap and go to level 4, I would unlock more cards to buy. I overall think it is quite a fun game, especially for a game that is still in alpha. Yeah, when you're done setting up, you just come here to play, pick the level you want, and set story or adventure. I believe only the dunes are available for the alpha, but the game is very, very, very interesting so far. And I don't know how much I can praise this, to be honest, because I'm extremely impressed by the alpha. I played it on stream for like 5 hours straight, and I did not realize the time flying. It was so fun, and it's actually challenging, and I think the co-op feature is going to be very interesting. So make sure to check the links below. Check their site, join their Discord, click follow on their Kickstarter because it's not live yet. If you're watching this after March 23rd, it might be live. So check their Kickstarter, and if you like the game, back it. The alpha will be available to get from key from their Discord, so make sure to join their Discord if you want to try the alpha, especially if you want to try co-op. That's it for me today. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this game.